Yeah, it's okay. So today we are going to talk about mind over matter, and that is the best way, healthy life, how one can achieve mind over matter. So basically, like she was saying, I have to look at the reports. My doctor will say, I will have to ask doctor. So basically, we have given so much power to doctor. In fact, we have given him much more than what he deserves. And if doctor is good, okay, otherwise that can be a trouble. So what exactly happens and how we can again have a healthy life? Instead, that, like he said, wellness and illness, they are two different things. One can be healthy and one doesn't have to be ill and then again repair himself. So see, basically our brain processes about 400 billion bits of information. 400 billion bits of information every minute, and that kind of fast processing is going on, and out of which only 2000 bits of information we are aware of. So we are totally unaware of what other things are happening inside. Now if you actually see, our heart pumps about 2 gallons of blood every minute, about 200 gallons of blood every hour, and we have blood vessels which are about 1 lakh kilometers blood vessels. So the blood is running through our body in 1 lakh kilometer length blood vessels inside the body, and we lose every second we lose 10 million cells, and next second we create 10 million cells. So that kind of fast, and every cell is doing 1 lakh activities per second. Are you getting what I'm saying? So if I have to talk about this, there are so many things which are totally incomprehensible, and like people might think it is impossible. Well, how can I have 1 lakh kilometer blood vessels inside my body? Even DNA, you stretch a DNA, it is about maybe 5-6 meter, but if you take all the DNAs in our body and you stretch them, it will go from here to sun and back maybe 150 times. But if you take all the DNAs of entire 7 billion people on the earth and compress them, that will fit in a grain of rice. Can you imagine? So there are certain things which are totally a kind of miracle, and science is the language of mysticism. So whatever miracles which we call as miracles today, only thing we don't have answer to them. So moment we get answer to those miracles, that becomes science. So there are so many things which are totally unexplainable, like doctor cannot explain how it happens, how 1 lakh kilometer veins are carrying blood, and how these things are every second, every minute, too many gallons of blood is getting pumped and all that. Just nobody knows actually. So what I meant to say, there is one power which is totally, it is controlling everything, and we are totally unaware of that. So to do all this, we require that kind of data getting processed in the brain continuously. But we are aware of only 2000 bits of information. And what we are aware of is primarily 3 things: our environment, our body, and time. So when brain is processing these information coming from these 3 sources, environment, body, and time, that is what we understand. Because how the brain receives this information? These 3 things, very good, senses. So environment, body, and time, information about these 3 things is taken to brain with the help of senses. How many senses? 6? Generally we say 5, no? I don't know how 9. Okay, the 6th sense. That is 6th sense. Actually, if you see, what they call as nonsense is the 6th sense. Because whatever we cannot perceive by way of 5 senses, we don't believe that. Now we don't believe ESP, but we don't believe that. Perception is ESP. But whatever is beyond the purview of these 5 senses, we don't understand, and then we say it is nonsense. So the nonsense is 6th sense. Okay. So by way, when we see, we touch, we smell, we hear, and we smell. These are the 5 senses, and these 5 senses carry the information about our body, I am feeling hot, I am feeling cold, the environment is dusty, now the environment is polluted, and the time, I have to reach somewhere at this point in time. So only these three things brain is told about by these 5 senses. Okay, and that is only 2000 bits of information, and balance all these 400 billion bits of information minus 2000, we just don't know what is happening, and that what we don't know is actually keeping us alive and healthy. And when we come across any illness, and for even to keep ourselves well, we depend on things which we understand, which is such a big nonsense. The power which is making sure that your body is functioning to the best ability, we just don't know. We know the power which only these 5 senses understand. So something goes wrong, it goes wrong because of something has gone wrong in that domain, not in this senses domain. So we take a medicine and that only takes care of these 5 senses, and we are trying to cure something which is beyond the purview of this. So medicine is a big business, and no, all these things are hammered on people, like you need medicine, like what she was saying, I have to take a report, I have to listen to the doctor. It is ingrained and drilled into our mind that you have to listen, because pharmaceutical is a very big industry. It's a trillion dollar industry, and they have money to change people's perception also, people's way of thinking also. They can actually change the way you think. And if we can understand this, that our mind is much more bigger and powerful than matter, we will not require matter to take care of our body, because we perceive body as matter, but it is not matter, it is much beyond that. It is just a wave, it is just an energy, and mind can control that energy. Okay, but we are taking external supplements or medicines to take care of something which has gone wrong internally. So why it has gone wrong internally, one has to find out. So what happens is, you cannot, it is said that the mind which has created the problem in your life, the same level of mind cannot solve that problem. So if you want to solve the problem which you are facing today in your life, you have to think higher than what you are thinking today, because your thinking level has created the problem. You cannot have the same level and solve that. Okay, so we have to go to the level which is above that, and then look at this. That we generally don't do. So now, if we want to cure our body, or if we want to keep our body healthy, we have to take the help of that 6th sense. That is mind. So mind is everything. In fact, they call it mind, body, that's one organ and all that. But basically, mind can control everything, because we are in essential state. We are just energy. We are just energy, and energy will be able to control the energy. Now what happens is, when we are body, we have these 4 things like body, environment and time. So we are into this human existence today. Now something has gone inside. It is because of stress, and stress doesn't have any answer to anything. Now what is stress? That is again an issue. What do you mean by stress? What do you think? Because all the problems are because of stress. Going away from comfort zone. Okay, that is one of the ways of looking at it. So what do you? Okay, Babuli.
Stress is an adverse force affecting the mind.
Okay.
It is not affecting towards the body, it is affecting the mind.
Okay, but why? Actually, what is stress and why it is there? Why God has created thing like stress? If it was not, is it harmful or good for us?
But basically it is good.
It is
Initial, till it comes to burnout state.
Okay, yeah.
Because without stress we cannot get up from bed also.
Mind does not think of happiness, it gets stressed.
Okay, if it is not happy, it is getting stressed.
What mind has expected, if it is not according to
Absolutely.
mind, then mind gets
Stress. Actually, it is
as per me, it's a driving force.
it is how you look at, like fire. It's good, bad. But stress is the gap between your expectation and achievement. So you expect that this deal will give me 1 lakh rupees, and you got 80,000 rupees. There is a stress. Okay, that is one. But now this stress can be of various types. One is emotional stress, like I am feeling pained, like there is some relationship which is not going right, so there is a emotional stress. There is a physical stress, somebody might fall, injury, that is physical stress. And then chemical stress, there is bacteria, pollution. So if you actually look at stress, when your body is, you must be knowing homeostasis. Your body, all the functions are parameters are functioning correctly, your heartbeat and everything is correct, you are at homeostasis. The moment they deviate, then you have stress. Actually stress is good because body is telling you, by the way, the stress is the way body wants to tell you that I want to go back to homeostasis, something is wrong. So I am not at homeostasis, and when the homeostasis, the everything ideal condition is away, like your pendulum is here, so pendulum goes to that side, that is stress. So the body is just telling you that something wrong which is happening with the way you are thinking, not body. And body just tells you that is a symptom. So when we think not in the correct way, body reacts by the way of stress. So whenever somebody is not well, the disease is a way of body telling you that your thinking is not right. So your thinking in such a way that which is causing something to me as a body, and so we have to set the thinking and the body becomes homeostasis. So now the disease is created by the mind thought, like you said, gap between expectation and achievement. So disease is created by thought, and then who will cure the disease? If the thought is creating the disease, who will cure the disease? Thought only, mind. But see, now disease is created by mind and we are trying to take care of body. Body has not created the disease at all. So you are just, believe me, medicine is just treating symptoms. You don't go to the root cause of why it is happening like that. So if you are feeling like scratching here again and again, you think there is some problem here, I have to scratch, then doctor will give you ointment so that this scratch, this feeling of this skin will be comparatively okay. But that's about it. Why it is happening, he doesn't know. And nobody knows. Because there are so many things in this universe today, they are totally unknown. So every day there are a lot of innovations and scientific findings are coming out. That somebody invented this, somebody invented that, or maybe discovered this, not invention, discovered. So we are learning about our body every day. So till yesterday, like today, if you go maybe 50, 60 years back and you tell somebody that I will go from here to Delhi in 2 hours, he would have laughed at you. Okay, how can, because if he doesn't have flight in his mind, he will think, how can you go here? A train will take 12 hours, 15 hours. So today you are telling that I will go in 2 hours, he will not laugh at you. So what was miracle then is a normal today, because science explained you this is how it is. So science made sure that there was a flight, that the aeroplane was created and we could go. So there are still so many things in our body that we are totally unknown. So what I mean to say is, the thought creates disease and thought only can cure disease. That one has to understand. So how many of you think that your thought more or less is responsible for your current condition in life, like money wise, health wise, relationship wise, whatever you are there, wherever you are today, it is created by your thought. How many people think? Kitna percent लगता है?
Because you are what you think.
It is 100% fact, but nobody knows it that this is the way.
Yeah, but do you? Yeah, tell me.
Now, science has created some remedy for this. Suppose there is science has created remedy.
Yes.
How science knows that thought problem?
No, science is not working on. Science doesn't talk about mysticism. They want to see. Science works on 5 senses. Science doesn't work on 6th sense at all. They say I don't know, because in one of the companies they had called me for a session on this, but then there were some issues, like they said we don't want to go into metaphysics. So as a culture of our organization, we want to enter into something which is not proven by science. So they are waiting for somebody to prove this is how it is, and then they will make access. So most of the people want some proof. The biggest problem is we want to see happiness and then be happy, which will never happen. We want to see money and then we see rich. The biggest problem is we have to feel rich, then the money comes. But people think I have to see money and then I will be feeling rich. And that is unending circle, and people are poor because when they think I need money, then I will be rich, I will feel rich. In a way they are saying I am poor. Okay, so what they are saying is I am not rich, that means I am poor, and if money comes I will be rich. So current state of mind is poor, and that continues. The moment they start thinking like a rich person will think, money will appear. And it is the biggest problem with everybody. Everybody wants to see the proof and then they want to believe, but it is ulta. You have to believe and then the proof comes. You cannot have the heat before you put the lakda. You have to put the woods there and light and then you will get the heat. But people want ulta, and that things keeps on going. So how many of you think that, what is the percentage, like morning you get up, and how many of you think that I will get up in the morning, I'll sit before I go out of my bed, I will sit with my eyes closed and actually see the whole day running in front of me as a movie. And I will see the whole day running this way, this way, this way, this way. And then in the night when I again look back, it was exactly the same. How many of you think it will happen exactly the same way?
I don't know.
Percentage wise, what is your
60%.
60% you think it will happen exactly the same way? हाँ, आपको क्या लगता है? नहीं? 10%? Okay, sometime. Yours?
Mostly it will be
100%?
mostly.
So 80%? So actually the issue is, it is 100% we can do it. But the problem is our belief. So belief, if you see belief as a word, that is the culprit. Actually, if we want to be successful, if we want to be happy, if we want to be healthy, we have to get out of the way.
When a doctor gives a drug for a particular disease, does the drug heals or the placebo effect?
Placebo effect only heals. Drugs cannot, like doctor says, abhi Bhagwan ke haath mein. See, it has happened, it has been proved that two patients, exactly similar conditions, everything same, and treatment given same, one died, one is he cured. So no doctor can give the guarantee that this is, see, whenever you go for operation, you may hire the best of the doctor, you will have to sign that he will die, he may die, or I don't know, because the body reacts to the medicines. They feel it is body, but it is the mind which is reacting to the medicine. And how that person's mind is, how strong it is, it all depends on that. You have seen that video of Good Man? अब देखो YouTube पे है, you type good man, miracle man, good man. So what happened to his body and how he was totally crushed and how he came back. He told his mind that before Christmas I will walk out of this door. In the hospital he said this door he will walk out on his own legs. When doctor said he cannot, spinal cord was crushed. Everything was, you see that video, and then he actually walked off on 25th or 24th of December. Good man. In fact, Priti Zinta's husband also is good man. Not that good man, his name is good man. अभी कितना ही बुरा करेगा तो will be good man. Okay. So basically here we are not thinking, but my request to you, you can start doing that. Before you go, see, when you sit up in the bed, before going out, you are in theta state, the mind state, the frequency is half sleep, half awake. That time you are not totally aware of your body, environment and time. And when you totally forget about body, environment and time, you go to a realm of creativity. You can create anything. But the moment you come to body, environment and time, that power you lose. So when you are in that half semi-conscious state, half about 70-80% of the mind is not considering time कितना हुआ है मालूम नहीं, काम है, we just don't know किधर मैं हूँ, क्या हूँ. We are in the half awake state. And that time, whatever you think immediately, because you are in that creative mode. So before going out of the bed,
At that time,
our mind, we go into see, our senses are 5 senses, and 6th sense is creative sense. You go to 6th sense, you can create anything, because there is a creative power there. When you come here, we restrict ourselves. See, you are sitting here, but if I ask you to go to Borivali immediately, you cannot. Your body cannot, but your mind can go. You can close your eyes and you are in Borivali. You can close your eyes and you are in Surat. You close your eyes and you are in Ahmedabad. But that is the power of mind which we have, but we don't believe that. We want to actually go to Ahmedabad and say, yes, I am in Ahmedabad. But actually mind can take you immediately there. Anyway, so in that state, if you close your eyes and whatever is your challenge in life, if you believe that that is sorted out, and if you believe as if suppose somebody has TB, but in that morning state, he feels that he is perfectly healthy. It is not that he doesn't have disease. He is healthy. If he treats himself as a person who is completely healthy, he will be healthy. Because when you go into that realm of unexplainable, that is nonsense, it creates the body. It cures the body. Because these 200 billion thoughts have power to over this 2000 thoughts. Now this 400 billion thoughts can immediately cure whatever you want in this. But we are so caught up with these 2000 thoughts, which are, we are just like, I am looking at you, so there may be so many, there may be some ghost also sitting here. So I don't know. So since I cannot see it, I am saying it is not there. But the biggest mistake is, like, the reason why we are alive, oxygen, we don't see where it is. But money we see. So we are fretting over whether money will be with me tomorrow or today, whether I will get enough money to pay my bills. But we don't think whether I will get enough oxygen to breathe. Because somewhere our mind thinks, aa jayega kahin se. That is why it is coming also. Yeah. But if you have the same perception about money or anything else, it will come. Okay. So the root cause of health not being okay or being okay is only thoughts. There is nothing to do with body. Body is just a printout of thoughts. That's all. Body is the printout of thoughts. So if your printout is bad, you go and change the writing on the screen. Because there is some writing on the laptop and you are putting print and it is printing. So now the print is saying, oh, print mein aapko gali mila hai, because you have written gali to yourself. So what you can do is delete those galis and say you are good, you are better, you are perfect, fantastic, and then print. It will give you print. But we are fretting over this printout. We don't know what is happening on the screen. That's the biggest. Because doctors want you to be here. Because they can repair this. They cannot go into your mind and change the mind. Like Inception. In Inception movie, they go into their thoughts, and then they do whatever they want to do. That is that level they are on in that movie. Like Matrix also. So the biggest, what I want to convey is, whatever challenges we have in our life, apart from health, if somebody is feeling he is not in good health, somebody is feeling he doesn't have enough money, somebody feels he doesn't have enough customers, somebody feels his business is not doing enough well, somebody feels his relationship with the wife or neighbor's wife is not good enough, somebody feels that his relationship with kids is not good enough. It is all in the mind. So he can actually go inside his mind and imagine that everything is all right. Go into mind, and in mind go into past tense, that thing has happened, and the way you will feel, you have to feel there in that blank state.
Change our software.
Software. You cannot change the hardware with the hardware. You have to change. You can only change the software.
How to stop the mind?
That is where we go. Very good. Now we will come to that. So this is all again theory. It is a good philosophical discussion.
We create our reality.
Yeah. See, in fact, that is we create our reality. We don't. We are not victims of reality. We create our reality. So we can actually. But the issue is we don't believe in that power. We don't believe that I can do it. It is all simple. See, even when somebody you say, "Na, ye mera guru hai." A guru does what? No, he introduces you to yourself. A guru tells you that you can do it. I can see that. You cannot see that. I can see that in you. You will do it. Like Amitabh Bachchan never thought he is a good actor, but his brother said, "You are a very good actor. Go and fight. Go to Bombay. Fight. You will get a role, and you will do very well. I have seen you acting. I believe in you." Amitabh is such a humble guy. He never thought he is good. He was always thinking, "I am very ordinary. How can I go on?" But his brother kept on pestering that you have to go. You have to work in films. Quit that job. He was working in a company called Bird and Company. That time it was some 5,000 rupees or what annual salary or whatever. He was getting huge amount and all perks because he was from Doon School. But his brother said, "You have to go and try your luck in industry because you are good. Not because you are. I want you to, because you have that in you." But nobody believes himself. Now, how to do that? That is the question. See, what happens is in our mind, most of, like you all must be knowing, about 65,000 thoughts come to our mind every day. Okay, and this is a complete, that is called a chatter. Somebody is talking in your mind continuously. Now we have to ideally stop that chatter. So what happens is, when you think that if somebody has TB, so he has to plant that thought in his mind that he is perfectly healthy. So whenever we talk about anything called thought, what is thought? It is a circuit which gets created in the brain. So in frontal cortex, the circuit gets created. So if I look at you, because I feel, because I know you. Why? Because I met you few months back. So that time the circuit was created. So again I see you, the same circuit gets created, and I know, yes, it was there. That circuit was already there. That is why I know you. आदमी भूल गया मतलब क्या हुआ? All these circuits were wiped out. So suppose tomorrow he has to forget everything. His brain will be wiped off of all those neurological circuits. So when he meets me, earlier circuit is not there. So he will say, who are you? Are you getting me? So the issue is, without us knowing, a lot of circuits are getting created without us knowing, and that is called chatter. The mind is always talking to you from inside, and that voice is always telling you, this can happen, this cannot happen. You don't have control over that chatter. So the circuits which are lighting up in the brain, we just don't have control. Now what you want is, you want to have a circuit in the brain. Now currently, suppose somebody has a TB, as a say his heart is, he has gone through bypass, so he feels that his heart is weak. So whenever it comes to heart, the circuit in his brain is that his heart is weak. So but he wants to cure himself. Now that circuit where he thinks that his heart is perfectly all right, when that circuit comes, this chatter comes up and says, what the hell you are talking? You have gone through operation, you have gone through all this, doctor said you are going to die, somehow you are alive today, what you are thinking, your heart is okay. This unwanted chatter is telling you, forget it, you are not healthy. Because this circuit was very bright. So many times you went to doctor told you are not well, then he said you have to go through operation, you went through operation, so many things happened, and the circuit was again and again and again and again lighting, saying you are not well. Now when you want to tell yourself, it is very easy to say, think I am okay. It is easy to say, but not possible to, easy to implement, because when you light on the circuit, which is very feeble, very light circuit which says you are healthy, and very dark circuit, 100 watts circuit, for example, this is 5 watts, and the 100-watt bulb is saying you are not healthy, because everything, all this thing has happened, and I have stored that. All our brain is just a record of past. Brain is a record of past, and it doesn't allow you to go into future and construct something new, because whenever you want to look into future, it will remind you of past. So suppose some car bangs you on the road, every time you go on the road you will be scared, because your brain tells you somebody can come and hit you, because last time somebody hit. Why it should hit you? Like one marriage fails, the next marriage will fail. Or if you see the children who are from broken marriages, their marriages don't work out, generally they don't work out, because their brain says marriages don't work. They have seen the mother father fighting and breaking away. So when they get married, they tell their brain, and the brain thinks everything is happy, my husband is good, my wife is good. Okay, but there is a circuit which is shouting from behind. It cannot be true, because you have seen the mother and father fighting and separating.
And they will behave in that way that their marriage
will break out, and they will say, see what happened? I was telling you. So again, now coming to how to control thoughts. So only way to control thoughts is try to become thoughtless. And now how? It is not easy, because once you sit here and if I say you close your eyes and don't think of elephant will come into your mind. If I will say don't think of Amitabh Bachchan will come in your mind. So whenever you want to go away from particular thought, it comes, because the brain rebels. Brain says, what the hell are you talking? It is there inside, in the drawer it is there. You cannot just forget me. So in our Upanishad and Vedas, they have written that you have to go into meditation. So the only thing is, meditation is what? See, when I said 3 things which are binding us from achieving our potential, those 3 things, the signal is going to the brain for those 3. Which are those 3 things? Our brain is given signal, 2000 bits of information. Environment, body and time. Please understand, very important cheese. Environment, body and time. These are the 3 things which keep us human. Ideally we are superhuman. We can do anything, but we are tied up with this concept of this is my body, this is the time, and I will take 1 hour from here to there, and this is the environment. So we don't, if we start thinking beyond these three,
We think ourselves get locked up.
locked up in this, and the cure or whatever you want to have in your life, you have to go beyond this, beyond these three things. So whatever your 5 senses are giving you, the 6th sense you should listen to, and then you will cure. So how? So first thing is you have to stop taking signal from these 5. So you sit for meditation, you close your eyes. Actually when you close your eyes, lot of other things come into mind. मेरे सामने बहुत सारी चीजें आती है, जो खतरनाक चीज है वो एक्चुअली क्या, और आँख खोल लेता हूँ मैं, इतना डेंजरस चीज आता है, कभी बहुत अच्छा आता है, कभी कुछ भी आता है, मतलब एनीथिंग. So that is the problem. We see more when we close our eyes. Ideally, when you close your eyes, your mind should shut off.
Mind?
Should shut off. You should not have anything in your mind, because your eyes are giving you information about what is happening around. So once you close the eyes, it should stop.
Actually, उल्टा
Other senses are also there. Yes.
अंदर के thoughts ऊपर आते हैं.
नहीं, अंदर के thoughts, other senses are the अंदर के thoughts are the thoughts which you are accumulated with these 5 senses past in the past. So now you sit for meditation, then you close your eyes, then you sit in a way it is very comfortable, so that slowly you will forget about your body. Suppose you sit in one position without changing, without moving a bit. So after a point you will forget that you have a body, ideally. And you don't look at any, like you close your eyes, so you will forget that there is something called, there is anybody, some environment is there. And then if you are in that state for, ideally you should be in 2 hours, 3 hours. There are people who meditate for 2 hours also. Even Navjot Singh Sidhu meditates for 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours. So he's completely calm, cool, and he will never, whatever, like all those dialogues come into his mind, because he can actually go into his brain and pick up that dialogue wherever is it. The brain is so clear, there's no clutter. So if you want to remember something, you can immediately go and take it out. So dialogue पे dialogue मारते रहता ना, शेरो शायरी, because the clutter is less. 2 hours without moving an inch, he sits, and now he goes. After, if you start doing 2 hours, even Deepak Chopra says morning half an hour and evening half an hour, if you do religiously, after 6 to 8 months, now you will stop thinking about environment, you will stop thinking about your body, and you will stop thinking about your time. In fact, you will have to, if you do it properly, you will have to tell your wife or son or daughter or somebody that you wake me up. You are actually conscious, but you have gone into timeless awareness. Timeless. You don't know the context. Like you will get up after 2 hours and say, "Arey, 5 minutes hua kya?" And 2 hours you were in this state. So ideally, we have to achieve that state of meditation where we become, please understand, we become nobody, no one, nowhere, no time. So when you achieve that state that you are nobody, problem is we are somebody, my ego, my body, my this, my this. Tomorrow morning somebody was telling me, she said she has diabetes. So she has owned that. So she has owned that. She accepts that. So she tells the brain that yes, you have to live with that.
Then we have to forget our body, time, and surrounding.
And when you go into that state or timeless awareness, when you are nobody, you are no one, you are nowhere, and there is no time, no concept of time. In that state, you go to a higher plane of things, you become God, and there you can actually repair anything which is going wrong in your life, because you can actually, in that state, you will actually see what kind of thoughts I am thinking, and you will stop. You will have that control of controlling those unwanted thoughts. You will just wipe them out, and you will be out of whatever problems you are there, because that thought which is keeping you anchored to that problem.
But again, that thought, we are eager to know at that stage.
So the eagerness will go. If you go into this timeless awareness, see, meditation makes man calm, cool, unruffled. You know, if you see Akshay Kumar, I met him, extremely happy. When you look at his face, he's happy face, because see, child, you may see a child of a Negro, or child, 2 years old child in even Jhopadpatti, you will love that child. The child may not be fair and lovely like Taimur, but you will still love, because the child's mind is pure. The child's mind doesn't have any negativity, and the child's mind is in present. It is not in past or future. So there is no clutter.
So, during that state, we are eager to know our physically, model and everything.
No, in that state, how to recover? Suppose somebody has a cancer. So when he takes himself to that state of nobody, no one, nowhere, no time, that times he has to feed his body a feeling. He has to make his body feel that he is healthy. Once the body feels that the body is healthy, it will make all the necessary changes in the brain and the body will be totally healthy. Now it is easier said than done, but that is the way it is. See, what happens is our personality controls our personal reality. Our personality controls our personal reality. So personality is what? So when I say this man's personality means what? What do you think is personality? Not Vinod Khanna's personality was not good, his looks were good. Personality is not looks. Vinod Khanna looked well, Aishwarya Rai looks well. Their personality is not, personality is something else. So what is personality?
It's conditioning.
Personality is some content.
Of barabar hai, again what exactly it's covered, because see, it is very important, which should be taught in school, because your personality will control your personal reality. If you are poor, because of your personality. If you are rich, because of your personality. If you are fighting with your spouse, because of your personality.
Actually, it is a mindset.
Mindset means what? You are very right, but what exactly when you say mindset means?
It comes to ultimately beliefs.
But what exactly we do so that we but okay, but what it actually means is personality is in simple terms how you think,
Yeah.
how you act, and how you feel.
Yeah. How you behave.
These are the three things: how you think, how you act, and how you feel. That is personality.
Reaction to events.
That is how you act. Because you abuse me, I think bad of you, I react, and then I will feel bad, I will feel angry. Why? So somehow somebody else might say thank you, that is your opinion about me, I respect that, and I will walk off. So how you, then that is a different personality. So every time you do something which is not your normal, see what happens is we are like the Pavlovian dog. What the experiment was, they kept a dog here and they rang a bell. The moment the bell was rang, he was given something to eat. So every time they used to ring the bell and he was given something to eat. Then after few days, they just rang the bell and he started salivating. He started having hunger because he associated ringing of bell with hunger. Okay. Now we do exactly the same thing. If something goes wrong against our wishes, we react the same way. Exactly same way. So when you do the same thing and expect different result, that is the biggest foolishness. So if you want to change our personal reality, we have to change our personality. So if you want to change something in your life, you have to look at how I think, how I act, and how I feel. So if my thinking is giving me this result, I have to change the thinking. I have to change the way I think, I have to change the way I act, and I have to change the way I feel. Now what is feel? Let us understand. When you think some thought, thinking is having some thought in the mind. Thought means, as I said, neurons getting lit. Particular sequence of neurons will light up. Now when the neurons light up, there is a chemical which comes out, and that chemical when it touches us, that is called feeling. So when I look at, say, Aishwarya Rai, by that circuit lights up, I feel good, because that chemical which comes, it is soothing to my body. So I feel good looking at Aishwarya Rai.
In the body.
It is in the body, feeling in the, now I look at some not so good woman, and then if I feel bad, so no, if I can control that feeling, that is why it is. If I look at somebody who is not as good as Aishwarya, but if I feel that she is as good as Aishwarya, I change my thinking. So the moment you start, if you change the way you look at things, the things which you look at change.
Yes.
So generally we have a fixed way of looking at things. This is what happens, this cannot go. See what is, we have to ask ourselves, am I thermometer or thermostat? That's the biggest thing I am telling you. This will change your life. You have to ask ourselves, am I thermometer or thermostat? What does thermometer do?
Measure. Thermostat.
No, thermometer does measurement.
Control.
That means control. So you go and take the thermometer in a room. If the room temperature is 25, thermometer will show 25. You take it to 20, it will show 20. So it will just reflect what is happening in the environment, and thermostat will control the environment. And that is the difference. We actually have the power to control the whatever is happening in our life. Why? The way we think, act and feel. But we are so conditioned to think, act and feel in such a particular way, we don't go to different way. And we are only thinking, doctor बोला तुम्हारे वाट लगा है, तो हम बोले हमारा वाट ही लगा है, अभी क्या कर सकते? Now doctor is saying so. It is nonsense. Even cancer has a probability that particular cancer, he will die 80% times. This particular stage person will die, but 20% he will be alive. But doctor will tell you 80% because majority is 80%. He doesn't want to be coming across as a doctor who is yada, who is saying you will be alive and you will die. So he will say you will die, because what he is doing is he is going to past. He is going to past and looking at the medical theory and seeing people having these symptoms die. Mostly, not all, mostly and he is actually killing you. He is killing you by telling you will die. We have given so much power to doctors. They should say you will be alive. You know, there was 1% chance. You should have said you will be alive. Don't worry, you are going to be alive. That kind of power doctors carry, but they kill people. If there is 1% chance, is the doctor God? In Munna Bhai से तू भगवान तो नहीं है. बोलता ना ये इसका क्या होगा सब्जेक्ट, तो कुछ सुन नहीं सकता, 20 साल कुर्सी पर बैठा है, इसका कुछ नहीं हो सकता, तो तू है कौन? बोलता है भगवान है तू, इसके अंदर घुसा है भेजे में, क्या हो रहा है तेरे को मालूम है? बोलता है मैं, हम लोग बोलते हैं उसके कान तक नहीं जा रहा है, भेजे तक नहीं जा रहा है, भेजे तक नहीं जा रहा तो कहाँ जा रहा है? It is actually a fun movie, but there is lot of sense in that movie. You are not God, so that person may be vegetable. Tomorrow he will be okay. Can you guarantee वो मरने वाला है इसे? Nobody can guarantee. But doctors feel if you go into that vegetable state, he will not come out. That is what they feel, and then they tell you and they sell that to you, and you also accept that as an eternal truth, as if he is Sai Baba. The biggest problem is with the kind of, if we give even 10% of the belief which we have in doctor, if we have 10% of that in our own selves, our own healing. See, our body is miracle. Like I said, blood getting pumped and so many veins, so many things are happening. You eat, you don't know what is happening inside. What happens to the food, we just don't know. But we believe that God, that doctor, the God which is there inside doing everything, he can cure. Our body is the best pharmacy. It will create the exact amount, exact quality, exact dose of medicine which is required to cure your body. But you should believe that. That is the only thing. So when we think something, the chemical comes out, that is what we call feeling. So see, now what happens is, issue is, most of the people, their thinking is below their feeling. Let me explain. The person can think higher than their feeling, can control the environment, control everything. Now what happens is, you think that tomorrow 4 o'clock I will get up and go for a jog. That is thinking. Morning 4 o'clock alarm goes up and your body says, I don't feel like getting out of the bed. Mind says you have to go for a jog, walking, jogging. But your body says, sorry, go to sleep, and you switch off the alarm. So feeling has won over thinking. So why that has happened is, when you said I will get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, that is just a thought. Some light came in the...
Belief was not that strong enough.
Yeah, belief again, because what happens, you are right, but body dictates to the mind. And the moment body starts dictating to the mind, person will fail.
When pain is there, mind always think of pain. And first he thinks that something wrong with my body and with my organ.
Yes.
So I should go to the doctor and say, so when pain is there, mind works like...
Yes, it was. It believes that pain is there and it is there. There are people...
It has been conditioned to believe that.
Absolutely, we are conditioned. We are conditioned to that. So basically, when what happens is, when we thinking, acting and feeling, this is that is a vicious circle. So something happens, we feel certain way. If we feel certain way, then again our thoughts will be based on our feeling. Then we think that way, again we feel, and that cycle will keep on going. Now how to break that? So when something happens to you, generally you think in a way, suppose somebody abuses me, my general reaction is abuse him back. So that time I should think what I am thinking. You should be conscious about your unconscious thoughts. You should be conscious about your unconscious thoughts. Unconscious thought, if somebody abuses me, I will abuse him back. That is natural reaction. That is not action, it is a reaction. So that time I should think, no, you will not do that. Now my body is shouting at me, go and abuse him. I am not feeling well that he has abused you. Now the chemical has come which is uncomfortable to me. Only when you will hit him back, that time that chemical which will come, I will be happy with. So my body is pushing me to go and hit him back. But I have to stop that vicious circle and say, no, I will not go by what you feel. I will go by what you think. So I think I should not increase this, like take this fight to the next level. I will say, thank you very much, I will go. Sometime my body will feel uncomfortable, but then again I will become comfortable. Whenever you change your action, you change your thinking. And your thinking changes, your life changes. And if you can control, meditation can only give you control over your thinking. So if somebody says, the patient ko doctor bola you have a cancer, he can think that he doesn't have a cancer. Ideally, he can. It is possible. Though we are not understanding how it is possible. But there are people who will just wipe it out.
No, then if you go to laboratory test, they show that
So we believe that. We believe that.
that you have cancer.
So we believe that. See, again I am saying,
How to not believe the
You have the power to cure it. That you are.
No, laboratory test.
You
How
believe that.
But that lab could be wrong.
laboratory test.
now your body, your person's body may have cancer. I am not saying no. It may have cancer, but he can think and come out of cancer. Again, it is not easy. One has to go in meditation. One has to control the thoughts. See, अभी सुबह हम लोग देखते हैं ना कुत्ते को घुमाने लेके जाते हैं. तो you tell me, कुत्ते को लेके जा रहा है आदमी, कि आदमी को कुत्ता लेके जा रहा है? आगे कौन होता है?
ज्यादा करके कुत्ता ही-
आगे कुत्ता होता है. Kutta is never behind. So it is not that the man is taking the kutta for a round. Kutta is taking man for a round, and the kutta is mine. It is just dragging you wherever it wants. Now he says, he shows your report that your body has got this problem. Your mind believes that, and if you have that state of mind, which is again easier said than done, that you refuse to accept that. You just refuse to accept that. Ki, I don't know what it is. I am healthy. I don't have any problem. And there are medical cases where the person refused doctor's prescription and doctor's judgment and said, I don't know what you are talking about. I am the best. And like Zoya Akhtar, she wrote a script and she used to go to producers and she used to say, I want to direct this movie. Please fund this. So most of the producers used to read that and say, it is bullshit. Nothing. This will not work. So when she used to come out of the producer's room, she used to say, ye ma pagal hai, so akal nahi hai. He doesn't know what the script is. I know this is going to be hit. So that belief she had, and then he got a producer, she got a producer, and the movie got hit. That belief will make everything right. So to cut the long story, the basic, if I have to come to the nutshell, our mind controls matter. Whatever diseases are there in the body, those are just, we have gone away from homeostasis. Your thinking has gone slightly wrong. So you go into meditative state, you become blank, and you ask yourself, what should be my thinking pattern? Ideally, what is the thinking pattern? So you set your mind to that pattern, and then your body will respond to your thinking. And if you think you are perfectly healthy, that person may have last stage cancer, he will become healthy. He will become healthy. That power God has given us. But we don't trust that. We don't trust that. In meditation, we become one. What is yoga? To be one with Him. When you become one with Him, you become God. And when you become God, you can cure everything. You can do anything. But we don't become God because our mind has a chatter, continuously chatter. When you stop that chatter, your mind stops thinking. Your brain just goes into that. There are theta, gamma, beta, alpha states. What is that? Basically, when you start reducing your thinking, you become. When you sleep, what is that? That is how it is. The lesser the thoughts, happier we are. So when we sleep, when you get up in the morning, why we are refreshed? Because we have not thought for 6 hours. Because biggest thing which actually pulls us down is thinking. We think and we get tired. You sit here and think for 5 hours, you will be tired. Then somebody who is roaming around for 5 hours. Because mind can tire you more than your body. Because mind is everything. So we have to, anybody having not only physical disease, health, money, career, relationship, any issue, he has to meditate. There is no answer but meditation. So everybody, minimum morning half an hour, evening half an hour, he has to go meditation state. What is meditation? Try to be in present. In simple terms, try to be in present. So you sit for meditation, you forget about your surrounding, you forget about your body, and you reach a stage where you are just floating in this air. It is not easy to achieve, but there will be a time when you will forget everything and you will just go. And that state of mind can cure anything. Because when you are coming out of that state, and if you, while coming out of that state, you tell yourself that you are, not tell, you feel that you are healthy, or you feel that
With the body.
not feel that thought of having achieved. Suppose you want 1 crore rupees. If you feel that I have 1 crore, if you want good relationship with your somebody, if you feel that relationship has improved, if you want good body, if you feel that I am healthy, while coming out of that thoughtless state, the first thought after that thoughtless state becomes reality, because God can see that, because there is no thought and immediately this thought comes. Today whatever is going on your mind, God is not able to see, because there is so many clutter, because he cannot understand what is going on. And the dominant thought becomes reality, because God can see that thought, it is there. So you want that.
We will forget at that time. Our mind will be out of thought.
Yeah. So
What to ask, we don't.
नहीं, but that should be a dominant thought. What you want to achieve. See, हम लोग बोलते हैं टूटता तारा देखें क्या होता है.
It's a deep desire.
See, टूटता तारा जब हम देखते हैं ना, immediately तो we people say ना कि ये सही है कि गलत है. It is true in a way, because when you see that falling star, immediately the thought which comes to our mind, because that is uppermost, that is desperately I want, that comes. And if you want something desperately, you get it. It is not because of that falling star, it is because you want it badly. Deep desire.
Burning desire.
Burning. It should burn. Anyway, so that is how it is. So health wise also one has to go to, so meditation. Now the more I am studying this, more I am realizing that all the problems in our lives, if you can call them as problems, they are just telling you that your thought process is not correct. All the problems are telling you that your thought process is not correct. Now only way to correct the problem is correct the thought process, and correcting thought process is going in a blank state and trying to control thoughts, and that is meditation. So there is no other solution to meditation. So if somebody can meditate for half an hour and half an hour in the evening, 1 hour in a day, you give 1 hour to meditation, God will give you 23 hours of happy and blissful life every day. So meditation one should do, and that mind should control the matter. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you. God. Thank you. Thank you.